From the Presidential Palace, Manila, Dateline Malacañang.
Good day. This is Dateline Malacañang. Philippine President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. on Monday graced the official launching of the 2023 Mariano Marcos State University Philippine Rice Research Institute or MMSU PhilRice Rice Paddy Art at the MMSU campus in Batac, Ilocos Norte Province. This year's Rice Paddy Art features President Marcos Jr. himself and the administration's Bagong Pilipinas' tagline, which aims to support the government's goal of achieving food security and improving the agriculture sector for the benefit of the Filipino people. Established in 2018, the said project is a collaboration between the MMSU and PhilRice, which is done annually to pay tribute to exemplary Filipinos who contributed to the development of the country's agriculture and nation building. It promotes agri-tourism and showcases various rice production technologies in the province. According to MMSU, the Rice Paddy Art Project also serves as a continuing effort to encourage the youth in pursuing agriculture-related careers in order to help the country in making innovative ways to sustain agricultural sustainability. Let's listen to the speech of Philippine President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr.
Since 2018, we have seen the successful collaboration of the MMSU and the PhilRice to the rice fields that you have turned into canvases. And through this partnership, the nation has also seen the novel rice production systems and technologies that we can pursue in the years to come. Hence, with all that you have already accomplished and all that will take root through your work, I am greatly honored to be with you as we launch this year's installment of the MMSU PhilRice Paddy Art. It's particularly important. Of course, it's very entertaining to see your picture drawn out on a rice field. But what it demonstrates, and it is a very kind gesture, but what it demonstrates is how much it is we already know about the cultivation of rice and other agricultural products. And the reason is that MMSU, for those who are not familiar with the history of MMSU, MMSU is a collection of agricultural colleges and high schools that was put together and made into Mariano Marcos State University. It was the first state university that my father built. It was his lifelong dream to build a good university for our people here in Ilocos Norte. And from those beginnings, the research that has come out of MMSU has been exemplary. Of course, added to that, we have also PhilRice. The PhilRice offices are also here in Batac. And with that collaboration, we have seen how much improvement and how much knowledge we have gained over the many years that we have been doing. You have been doing here R&D. PhilRice has been doing their own R&D. The tests that you end up doing here and in our Dingra station. All of this work has come together, has had a product of very good technology and very good knowledge. Ito lang ang nagiging problema. At ito ang problema hindi lamang dito sa Ilocos Norte, kung hindi sa buong Pilipinas. Paano natin yung tinatawag na pag-scale? Well, how do you move the new technology from the laboratory to the market? How do you learn how to produce that new product? in a large scale. So you're not talking about doing 2 or 3 hectares, you're talking about planting 200,000 hectares. And there's a necessary work to be done for us to be able to, as I say, take the new technology from the laboratory to the rice field. And that is where we now come in. And when I say we in terms of the Department of Agriculture. Yan ang gagawin ngayon ng DA na kukunin ng pinakamagagandang teknolohiya. Lalo ngayon, technologies become so important, the new technologies have become so important because of climate change. Ang daming nagbabago, ang daming kailangan baguhin, kailangan pag-aralan so that we can make sure that we have a stable source of supply and that supply is affordable to ordinary Filipinos. So that is the process that we are trying to do. And that's the part that MMSU, PhilRice, such institutes such as yours play. That is so important now, especially with everything that we are facing. Nahihirapan tayo dahil nga sa climate change. We have had to control the prices of rice because the markets are very volatile. So we're trying to stabilize it here in the Philippines. Para lahat itong nangyayari, kailangan natin ng mga bagong teknolohiya. And that's the part that institutions like MMSU, like PhilRice, and all the other agricultural research universities, stations do all around the country. That is the part that they play. They then should be able to give it then to the government, the new technology to the government, and the government is the one who will take it from the laboratory to the rice field. It is the government that will develop the technologies that are necessary. It's the government that will allow the farmers to process their new product. It is the government's job to bring now those new products to the market and to make sure that whatever profits are made at the market, it will redound also to the benefit of the farmers. Madalas natin, we always talk sometimes, especially when it comes to rice production, we always talk about production. That's true. Production is very important. Kailangan taasan natin ang production natin. In other countries, they are doing 10 tons per hectare, 8 tons per hectare, or on average. Hindi ito yung mga piling-piling lugar. This is on average, 8 to 10 tons. Tapos, ang baba ng kanilang production cost. So, it's correct. We have to increase our production. But we have to make sure that that increase in production redounds to the benefit of the farmer. Because it is equally important for me that the farmer makes a good living, and together, hand in hand with the rest of government, with the rest of the private sector partners, we will come together and bring it to market at an affordable price. Yan ang hangarin ng DA. At kaya naman naalala ko, dahil nga nakita ko yung ginawa, tinutokso ko nga yung mga, I was teasing the students. I said, I hope that the palay, yung palay na anihin ninyo dun sa mukha ko, I hope masarap ang lasa, baka lumabas na mapait, kailangan yung baguhin. But I don't think that's going to be a problem. MMSU will figure it out. PhilRice will figure it out. Maraming salamat sa inyo.
Philippine President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr.
Dateline Malacañang.
Philippine President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. on Monday, September 11th, offered a wreath at the monument of his father, Ferdinand Edralin Marcos Sr., in commemoration of the 106th birth anniversary of the former president at the Marcos Monument in the city of Batac, Ilocos Norte Province. Thereafter, the president joined home cooks from various municipalities within Ilocos Norte for the Natnating Cook-Off Showdown that showcases local vegetable dishes and other delicacies of the province as part of the celebration. Prior to the wreath-laying ceremony, President Marcos Jr. and the First Family attended a Thanksgiving Mass at the Immaculate Conception Parish in Batak. Let's listen to the speech of Philippine President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr.
Ilocos Norte 2nd District Representative Angelo Marcos Barba, Ilocos Norte Vice Governor Cecilia Araneta Marcos. Hanggang ngayon, hindi pa ako masanay-sanay na binabati ko yung anak ko na Ilocos Norte 1st District Representative Sandro Marcos. Parang totoo, ano? Joining us today is our AFP Chief of Staff, General Romy Browner. Andito rin po ang ating Chief PNP, Benji Acorda. Hindi kaya tayo nahahalata na puro tiga-amyana ng ating mga naging opisyal. Officials, employees, residents of the city of Batak, led by the Mayor Albert Chua. Of course, my greetings would not be complete without greeting our First Lady Lisa Araneta Marcos. I saw the Consul General, the Chinese Consul General was also here earlier. Oh, there, Your Excellency, good morning. Other distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, naimbag nga daw kada kayo amin. It's with a very grateful and a joyful heart that we commemorate Apulay, my father, President Ferdinand Dateline Marcos, on his 106th birthday. It is indeed heartwarming to revisit the life that has left such a rich legacy to our nation, especially when done in the company of our family and in the company of our friends in our community. So even if I not get to name you all, allow me to thank each of you, officials, residents, guests alike, for taking the time out of your day to celebrate with us and to honor my father. For the peace and order that he fought and stood for, the development that he inspired our own citizens to build, and the dreams that he left in the hearts of many, he remains a true Filipino and Ilocano icon whose exceptional mind matched the nation-loving spirit that he possessed and that he demonstrated. So as we remember and pay tribute to his memory, let this gathering serve as a testament to the unwavering pursuit of unity that he so passionately espoused for our people. In his memory, may our actions from this point on be directed by the desire to preserve and share the rich heritage of our province, of our nation. To the young leaders and government officials, it is my earnest hope that my late father's values, ideals, and visions for the country will spur you into aspiring for greater roles and more meaningful endeavors, much like how these have inspired me. It is not necessary for us to hold ceremonies, parades, or the like to give credit to the efforts and sacrifices of Apulacay and those who have gone before him who share a deep and committed love for the Philippines. Instead, let us act in our own small and unique ways to support government, to support our people, and all the initiatives and programs, and continue to instill in every Filipino the sense of ownership and accountability in building our great nation. The Philippines is ours to love, and the path to a new Philippines, a more equitable, sustainable, and resilient one, is ours to make. My profound thanks to all of you for celebrating with us the life of President Ferdinand Dateline Marcos.
Philippine President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr.
Dateline Malacañang.
The Philippines Department of Finance, or DOF, said that rice tariffs may be lowered by the end of September when Congress adjourns. DOF Secretary Benjamin Jokno said that in order to contain the rising prices of rice, the economic team recommended the temporary reduction of its rice import tariff rates. According to Secretary Jokno, the proposed decrease in rice import tariff rates is between 0 and 10% for both the Association of Southeast Asian Nations or ASEAN and the Most Favored Nation or MFN from the current 35%. The finance chief added that President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr., through an executive order, can lower tariff rates so as long as Congress is not in session. Republic Act or RA 11203 or the Rice Tarification Law grants the President the ability to modify rice import duty rates within set boundaries. However, this authority can only be exercised when Congress is not in session, and any adjustments made will take effect 15 days after they are published. Public hearings can be held by the Tariff Commission while Congress is still in session until September 29th. Based on the latest data of the Bureau of Customs or BOC, as of August 26th, 16.8 billion pesos in rice tariffs has been collected by the agency since the start of the year. The move will definitely impact government revenues. Last September 5th, the National Economic and Development Authority or NEDA said the government was considering the reduction of import tariffs for rice as a measure to address the significant increase in the price of the staple food. NEDA Secretary Arsenio Balisacan said he called for a review of the 35% tariff on rice in order to reduce consumer costs while considering the impact on local producers. In August, the inflation rate for rice increased to 8.7% from 4.2% in July due to lower grain output caused by El Nino and the export bans imposed by major rice exporters like India and Myanmar.
Dateline Malacañang.
Malacañang on Monday reminded the public to not believe the information roaming around social media that the Presidential Action Center is giving away monetary support. In a Facebook post, the Presidential Communications Office or PCO said that they have received information that the Presidential Action Center is giving away 5,000 pesos in cash and various number of kilos of rice. The Presidential Action Center strongly denied this and said that there is no truth to the said information, adding that they have no participation in such activity and have no knowledge of the distribution. The PCO said that in order to verify the truth of the information, just visit the official Facebook page of the Presidential Action Center.
Dateline Malacañang.
No Filipino was reported hurt in Morocco after a powerful earthquake killed nearly 300 late Friday. In an interview over state-run radio station Radio Pilipinas, Philippine Ambassador to Morocco Leslie Bajas said the embassy continues to monitor the situation as reports come in from local authorities. The tremor, which damaged historic buildings, was also felt in several cities across Morocco, including the capital, Rabat. The United States Geological Survey officially recorded the earthquake at magnitude 6.8. Meanwhile, the National Geophysical Institute of Morocco recorded it at magnitude 7.0, with the epicenter located in the district of Igil, province of El Haus and part of the Marrakesh-Safi region. Morocco's National Seismic Monitoring and Alert Network assessed the earthquake at magnitude 7.0 on the Richter scale, also felt in neighboring Algeria and Mauritania. Citing the Interior Ministry, Morocco's Royal Armed Forces posted an X, or formerly Twitter, that fatalities were from Al Haus and Marrakesh provinces, as well as the cities of Ouarzazate, Azilal, Chichaoua, and Taraudant. The situation is particularly dire in the Marrakesh region, where numerous houses have collapsed and residents trapped under debris. The distressing scenes were corroborated by multiple videos showing pleas for help on social media. The previous strong earthquake in Morocco at magnitude 6.3 occurred on February 24, 2004 in the province of El Hoceima, north of the country. Filipino community leader Regina Castillo said she has yet to receive reports of injured compatriots in her area of jurisdiction in Casablanca. Castillo, who is currently in the city of El Hadida, about 230.2 kilometers from Marrakesh, said the quake was so strong that she and her kids had to rush out of their place to take cover. As of last count this year, at least 4,600 Filipinos are working in households, beauty salons, construction projects, and restaurants in Morocco.
Dateline Malacañang.
The Armed Forces of the Philippines, or AFP, on Saturday said that Filipino troops stationed at the rusting BRP Sierra Madre recently offered help to a Chinese Coast Guard or CCG boat in distress, but the latter rejected and even blamed the Philippine side as the reason it got stuck. The incident happened as the CCG's rigid hull inflatable boat was tailing a Philippine vessel that was en route to resupply Sierra Madre at the Ayungin Shoal after a tense cat-and-mouse sea chase with bigger CCG and Chinese Maritime Militia or CMM ships on Friday. The Chinese rubber boat got entangled with the mooring line of a Filipino fishing boat that was around 50 yards away from the BRP Sierra Madre. AFP spokesperson Colonel Medel Aguilar narrated during the Saturday News Forum in Quezon City. The Chinese rubber boat was eventually rescued by another boat deployed by CCG vessel 21616, one of the 4 CCG vessels that harassed and attempted to block the Filipino boats and Philippine Coast Guard or PCG while on their way to Ayungin. PCG spokesperson for the West Philippine Sea, Commodore J. Tariela, earlier said, the latest AFP resupply mission was successfully completed despite challenging circumstances brought about by the illegal presence and activities of the CCG and CMM in our exclusive economic zone. During the mission, Tariela said, at least 4 CCG vessels, CCG 21616, 21551, 21556 and 5305, and the 4 CMM vessels, Kyong Sansha U 00231, 00115, 00114, and 00008 harassed and conducted dangerous maneuvers while the Philippine ships were passing through.
Dateline Malacañang.
And finally, Philippine Department of Foreign Affairs or DFA Secretary Enrique Manalo will visit Buenos Aires from the 11th to the 16th of September as part of the Philippine government's continued efforts to strengthen cooperation with Argentina. In a statement Sunday, the DFA said Secretary Manalo's visit also marks the 75th anniversary of the establishment of diplomatic relations between the Philippines and Argentina. The DFA official will be received by his Argentine counterpart, Minister for Foreign Affairs Santiago Andres Cafiero, on September 13th to discuss cooperation agenda between the two countries, particularly science and technology, including the peaceful uses of nuclear energy and outer space, agriculture, trade and investments, and cultural relations. The Philippines is the first Association of Southeast Asian Nations, or ASEAN country, to establish relations with Argentina. According to the DFA, Manalo's visit demonstrates the country's commitment to forging stronger and deeper bonds with Latin America, a region which the Philippines shares many cultural and historical commonalities.
Dateline Malacañang.
Before we conclude our program, we would like to invite everyone to come and visit our Facebook page at Radyo Pilipinas World Service. You will be able to hear and view our Filipino and English programs, including news updates here in the Philippines. Kindly subscribe, like, and share our posts as well. And that concludes this edition of Dateline Malacañang. For Radyo Pilipinas World Service, this is Leo Magpayo. Good day and stay safe.
From the Presidential Palace, Manila, Dateline Malacañang.